Hello, my name is Emily Howard. I'm the band director at Mount Pisgah Middle, and I'm going to talk to you today about assembling your clarinet. The first thing you want to make sure of is that the case is upright. If you open it upside down, the pieces are going to fall out on the floor, and you don't want to do that. So, you're going to check the latches. One way also that you can check to make sure it's upright is a lot of times there's a logo up here at the top of the case that tells you that's the top of the case. If you don't have a logo to tell you that, check the latches. You want to make sure that when you open the latches that they point up, not down. All right, so you open the case, and the first thing you want to do is grab the cork grease, especially for instruments that you just got. A lot of times the corks are brand new, and so they're dry. They've not been greased yet. It looks like chapstick, but in fact, it's cork grease. You will find this in your instrument repair kit. You roll up the grease just a little, as a little goes a long way. You're gonna grab the lower joint. The lower joint has one cork. You're gonna dab the cork grease all around the instrument, making sure that you just put a little, and then you set it down, and you're gonna rub the cork grease in. You wanna make sure you don't end up with a buildup around that part of the instrument. That's not good for the instrument. So rub it all in, making sure it stays on the cork. The grease is not toxic. It's not gonna hurt you to get it on your hands. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's not harmful to you. In fact, this one from Amaro smells a little bit like mint, so it's not that bad. All right, you're gonna grab the upper joint. The upper joint has two corks. You're gonna dab the cork grease around the cork, just like you did the lower joint, and then you're gonna rub it all in. Make sure you don't have an excess buildup around the bottom. That means you've put too much grease on the instrument. The last piece that you're gonna grease is the mouthpiece. Dab it around and then rub it in. All right, then you're gonna roll down the grease, put the lid on it, put it away. The next thing you're gonna do is get the reed out of the reed guard. So you open up the reed guard and you carefully slide the reed out as to not break it. My hands are greasy, I can't get it out. Reed. So you get the reed out and you're gonna place it in your mouth. Okay, you're gonna carefully set it onto your tongue, avoiding the teeth, so that, because if you bump your teeth, you're gonna break the reed and you're gonna have to throw it away. So carefully set it on your tongue, just like that, and let it get nice and moist while you put the instrument together. If the reed is dry when you try to play it, it's not gonna work. It has to be wet in order for it to do what it needs to do. I always build my instrument from the bottom up. So I start with the bell. It's easy, it looks like a bell. Then you're gonna take the lower joint and you're gonna attach it to the bell. You're not just gonna shove the two pieces together, you're always going to twist. So you twist and get the bell on to the lower joint. The next piece you're gonna use is the upper joint. Now on the upper joint, you will see that if you press this middle key right here, you have a bridge key that goes up and down. You have the same thing on the lower joint. If you press the middle key, you will see that there is a bridge key that goes up and down. I take the lower joint in my left hand and the upper joint in my right hand. I put my thumbs on the keys that press the bridge. You're gonna attach the upper joint, you're gonna twist and slide into place, allowing the bridge to line up. On beginner instruments, a lot of times you'll have like a little circle on the upper joint and a notch on the lower joint that teach you how to slide those two pieces into place. This one does not have that, but what it does have is some little lines that helps you line up the upper joint with the lower joint. Either way, you wanna make sure that those are in line. Another way to tell is if the keys go straight down. If the keys make a straight line, you know it's in line. The next thing you're gonna do is get the barrel. The barrel has two ends. It's got a larger ring on one end and a smaller on the other. You're gonna take the larger ring and you're going to twist it onto the upper joint, just like you did the other pieces. Never push, always twist. The last piece you're gonna add is gonna be the mouthpiece. You're gonna slide it out of the mouthpiece cap, Make sure the ligature's on it. Now this mouthpiece has a Rovner inverted ligature. Probably your instrument is gonna have a metal ligature. I didn't have one here to use, but it's gonna be a metal ligature. It's gonna be silver like this right here. Okay, either way, it's fine. Now, you're gonna take the mouthpiece and you're gonna twist it on as well. Making sure that the hole right here lines up with the back keys. That's how you know it's in the right place. All right, now it's time for the reed. You're gonna remove the ligature from the mouthpiece. You're gonna pick up the reed, or in your case, you're gonna take the reed out of your mouth. You're going to slide, you'll see you have a side of the reed that's raised and you have a side of the reed that's flat. You're gonna take the flat side of the reed and you're gonna place it onto the mouthpiece, okay? Now, how do you know it's in the right place? Good question. You're going to line the reed up so it's completely centered over the hole on the mouthpiece. It's not off too far to the left or the right, it's exactly in the center. Take the ligature carefully, slide the ligature over the top so that you don't break the reed, tighten it just a little bit. The next thing you want to check to make sure is that you have proper reed placement. I've taught this a variety of different ways, and I found that the one that my students remember the easiest is what I'm about to tell you. When you're checking to see if the reed is far enough up on the mouthpiece or too far, in a lot of cases, you're gonna look at the reed. Now, when you look at the reed on the reed side, you will see a thin strip, like a hair of black, coming from the mouthpiece. You'll see that nice strip right there. When you turn it around and look on the mouthpiece side, you will see a strip of reed, a really thin hair of reed. That's what you want to see. That's how you know that the reed is in perfect position. Tighten the ligature down a little more so that the reed doesn't move. And there you have it.